Okay, now on to the glamping market. I start off by saying this. Build it and they will come, Kevin Costner said in Field of Dreams. Remember that movie? It's an awful way of doing business. It don't work. In the world of business, you must build a marketable product in order to attract people and make money. And you must make that product before, during, and after you build that product. They won't come unless you pave a way for them to come. Get used to it. That's life. Yet most glampers start their field of dreams by building structures. I mean, I'm guilty of it. Building out my first glamping site in my backyard was really a magical time for Wendy and me. And in many ways it worked, but honestly, I was in the right place at the right time. I got lucky. If I were to rewind time and do this differently, I would do it and study the market much more intently. There are market demands and there are trends that are available and you could study them, and that influences the decisions you make in your build out. Taking this class is going to keep you from making some very costly mistakes. And this section is a key part of that, where we're going to pull back the curtain and we're going to show you the studies that will help you focus on the market and make better decisions for your glamping operation. Now, I want to preface this with a warning. Glamping is still a very young and vibrant and changing market. It's as fluid as a politician's promise. I'm pretty confident that even the studies that I share with you now will change in a year or 2 or 3. So I'm going to give you the sources to all my research claims so that you can continue your education in the glamping world so that you stay on top of it and keep a competitive edge. I'm going to share with you a handful of important market studies to follow. I'm going to explain to you their research a bit and show you how studying that information will improve your glamping operation. Report number 1 is the North American Glamping Report. It's a biannual report published by Campgrounds of America, KOA, a research and consulting firm that specializes in the outdoor recreation and hospitality industries. The report provides insights into the latest trends in the glamping industry, including popular destinations, amenities, and customer preferences. The data for the report is gathered from KOA's own glamping guests, as well as industry research and surveys. Now, here's an interesting observation. KOA, you know, as the king of campgrounds. Decades of experience with camping. Truth be known, they've always had high-end accommodations before glamping was even a word. You would think they would easily incorporate glamping into their already existing campgrounds and campground brand, but they didn't. Instead, they launched Terramore in 2019, a totally separate brand. Terramore offers a range of glamping accommodations across various locations in the United States. I believe they did this because KOA recognized the stark differences between the two audiences of camping and glamping, similar to the differences that I shared with you earlier. Seems like KOA and I think similarly. And they think this way largely because the research shows this. The same research they published for the North American Glamping Report. Here's a summary of the report. 1, glamping is gaining popularity. According to the report, glamping has become increasingly popular among campers in North America. 2, glampers are willing to spend more. Glampers tend to be willing to spend more on their accommodations than traditional campers, with the report noting that the average glamping stay costs around $200 per night. Number 3, luxury and comfort are key. Glampers prioritize luxury and comfort when choosing accommodations, with amenities such as comfortable bedding, private bathrooms, and high-quality furnishings being highly valued. 4, unique experiences are important. Glampers are often seeking unique and memorable experiences, with the report highlighting the popularity of glamping sites that offer activities such as stargazing, wildlife watching, and outdoor cooking. Now, the vice presidents and higher-ups of Terramore and KOA present a report to the American Glamping Association every fall at their conference. I relish every word. I take notes. I record the whole thing. I go home and study it. I make this report my most important report that I study every year. They do have more specific reports when you mix camping in with glamping. And here are the details. Campground of America regular reports are really, really good. Now, I know I dissed camping earlier, but when it comes to market data, I shouldn't be so dismissive. KOA is the largest network of campgrounds in North America, with over 500 campgrounds in 48 states and Canada. So when KOA talks, glampers should listen. And they talk often through their regular reports, available for free to anyone interested in the camping industry. And these reports include the KOA North American Camping and Outdoor Hospitality Report. This report provides an overview of the camping industry in North America. The report includes information on camping trends, camping demographics, and camping spending. There's also the KOA Monthly Research Report. This report provides monthly updates on the camping industry. The report includes information on camping trends, camping demographics, and camping spending. Then there's the KOA financial report. The report provides financial information about KOA specifically. The report includes information on revenue, expenses, and profits. Now, these are all available for glampers. They provide insights to trends, demographics, spending habits of customers, and the information can be used for decisions that you make in your glamping operation. Let me share with you one that I used last year. In last week's class, I shared with you about our development of Sunshine, where we put actual timbers to accent the safari tent. And it looks extremely cool. But what validated the decision was hearing from her very mouth, from the vice president of Terramore, say, just kind of offhand, saying, timber accents to safari tents do significantly better in their occupancy rates than those without. It would be much easier for me to just have poles to hold up the rainfly. But I went out and I only spent a couple $100 and went out and bought 2 traditional logs, had them bolted together to hold up the rainfly. Sunshine has done better than any of my safari tents. Guess what I'm going to be doing this year? I'm going to be putting timber accents on all my tents. That's letting the research guide me. Now, there are some other reports that I'd like to share with you. One is called the Camping Report from the Dyrt, D-Y-R-T. The Dyrt is a camping app and website that provides information and reviews of camping sites across North America. Their annual report typically covers trends and insights related to camping, including popular destinations, camping habits, and emerging camping trends, including glamping. Here are some highlights of their camping report. Out of 80 plus million campers, 1.7 million consider themselves glamping campers. About half of the campers report household incomes of over $100,000. A whopping 91% of campers report camping with pets. A quarter of campers work remotely while camping. Finding campsites was the number one obstacle facing people who wanted to camp. Half of camping hosts raised rates in 2022, and half plan to do so in 2023. Consider about half, 60% of campers book 3 months ahead, and the other half, 50.7%, as last-minute campers only 1 week. Glamping increased 10% in 2022 from the previous year. Camping alone increased 28%. 44% of camping hosts added glamping accommodations in 2022. Can you see how useful this data is? Skimming through this information can be incredibly helpful in your decisions that you make in setting up your glamping operation. True story, we used to have a no pets operation, but when you see that 91% of campers like to bring their pets with, pets are now allowed. But without knowing that data, we would have left a lot of money on the table. The Dyrt came through and gave us the validation that we needed to move forward to revoking our no pets policy. The State of Camping Report from CampSpot, the last one they came out with was 2021. I hope they come out with another one pretty soon. CampSpot is a software company that provides online reservation and management services for campgrounds, RV parks, and other outdoor accommodations, like glamping. I found even the 2021 report to be helpful nonetheless, and here's some highlights. 1, camping continues to grow in popularity. According to the report, camping has been growing in popularity for the last few years. Campers are diverse. The report notes that campers come from all walks of life, including families, couples, and solo travelers. Additionally, campers vary in age, with millennials making up the largest demographics of campers at 38%. Technology is changing camping. The report highlights the increasing use of technology in the camping industry, with many campgrounds and RV parks offering online reservations and digital check-ins. Additionally, campers are using technology to enhance their camping experience, with 40% of campers saying they use technology to plan their trips. COVID-19 has impacted camping. The pandemic has had a significant impact on the camping industry, with many campers seeking outdoor accommodations that allow for social distancing. Additionally, the report notes that supply chain disruptions have made it difficult for some campgrounds to obtain the necessary supplies to operate. And sustainability is important. The report highlights the growing importance of sustainability in the camping industry, with many campgrounds and RV parks implementing environmentally friendly practices. Additionally, many campers are prioritizing eco-friendly accommodations when choosing their stay. Again, the data helps you make better decisions. About 2 years ago, when I was planning out my site development, I was considering a no internet facility. I'm sure glad I took CampSpot's data seriously. If 40% of campers will say no to me because of internet ability, then I'll get the internet. In fact, this last spring, I bought Elon Musk's Starlink system and made a big deal out of it in my marketing. Now, I'm just not adapting to marketing trends. I'm showing them off. The Outdoor Participation Report. Our monument glamping operation is closely related to outdoor recreation, so I personally like the Outdoor Participation Report. It's put together by the Outdoor Foundation, a nonprofit organization that seeks to inspire and engage the next generation of outdoor enthusiasts and environmental stewards. Their report chart shows growth over the last several years. I find this personally very encouraging. I've said before that COVID was really a boon for the glamping industry, and it really does look like it has sustained a joy for the outdoors, which is just great for society. The foundation explains, there was a reasonable expectation that during 2021, the second year of the pandemic, outdoor participation would return to 2019 levels as indoor activity, including dining, sporting events, and fitness centers and gyms reopened. That participation in outdoor recreation retained momentum in 2021. This data indicates that outdoor recreation is sticky. Once someone begins to participate, they are likely to continue to participate. And there's other encouraging news that the report shows. Hiking continues to be the most popular outdoor activity, with 52.9 million participants in 2020. Other popular activities include camping, fishing, and biking. I already mentioned that. Diversity in outdoor participation is increasing. The report highlights the increasing diversity among outdoor participants, with participation rates among Hispanic and African American populations increasing in recent years. And outdoor recreation has economic benefits. The report highlights the economic benefits of outdoor recreation, with the outdoor industry contributing $459.8 billion to the U.S. economy in 2019 and supporting 5.2 million jobs. What that means for us is that we are on the cutting edge out of an outdoor market that is not going away. If anything, this report is a motivator for glampers to keep on building. OTA reports. OTAs are online travel agents like Airbnb, Vrbo, Booking.com, Hipcamp, and so many more. They conduct stories on the impact of short-term rentals on various types of accommodations, sometimes including glamping. Even if they don't cover glamping or outdoor hospitality specifically, like Vrbo really doesn't, the data they provide in the general hospitality market can be incredibly valuable. You can make some very sound decisions from knowing and understanding these findings. Here's some reports that I've read. Airbnb study on the impact of glamping. Hipcamp State of Summer Report, U.S. edition. The Vrbo Trend Report. Booking.com's travel predictions. Now, Airbnb carries a market share of competitive OTA market with 67% of the short-term rental use from travelers. They do detailed analysis reports of regions, sometimes every year for high traffic areas. My state, Colorado, has a most recent report titled Colorado Short-Term Rental Impact Study, and the report looked at the current state of short-term rentals in Colorado, including the number of rentals available, the types of properties that are being rented out, and the locations of these rentals. It also explored the economic impact of short-term rentals in terms of revenue and jobs created, as well as any negative impacts on the availability or affordability of long-term rental housing. Additionally, the study examined the regulatory landscape for short-term rentals in Colorado, including recent changes to laws and regulations, and evaluated how effective these regulations had been in addressing concerns related to short-term rentals. Overall, the studies zero in to important data that is very important to glampers. Now, Airbnb is the guerrilla OTA in the market, but there's several more that focus specifically on outdoor venues. Even if you don't use them to book your customers, you should subscribe to the OTA's data. I already mentioned the Dyrt, but there's Hipcamp, Glamping Hub, Outdoorsy, Camp Spot, and more. They oftentimes have free online seminars and discussion groups surrounding the outdoor travel industry. Point is that glampers who stay close to the experts make better decisions on their glamping operation. All glampers should make the habit of reading, no devouring, various research that comes up from sources that I've mentioned to you here. Make the time. Pour a non-alcoholic drink, flip open your computer, read every word, take notes, and give your full attention to the data. The field of dreams are for failures, remember. You can't just build it and they will come. You gotta study the market and understand the market and make decisions based on what the market trends are showing you. Now, forgive me for being overly dramatic, but I want to bring this point home. Let the research guide you is perhaps the one factor that makes or breaks a glamping operation. Heck, any business for that matter. The data I drew from the reports were from glamping indicators. Always be considering what decisions are you going to be making based off of the data. Knowing the trends and factual data about this niche market will make profitable and efficient decisions in the future. Now, I do love the movie Field and Dreams, but that's because I want you to keep your dreams large and lofty, but anchor it in reality and research. Data doesn't have emotions. It's just data. Honestly, taking a look at the data can have more effect to your bottom line than I think pretty much anything. Stay sharp and let the research guide you.